Question: can a simple intervention such as taking a single vitamin actually make you avoid dialysis for 15 or more years? Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine, and today I'm thrilled to share with you not just one, but 7 simple changes that can have a massive positive impact on your kidney health. These are tips that will work in all the stages of kidney disease, and they can even make you avoid dialysis, but at one condition. These tips only work as long as you understand why you're doing them. Let me explain. Most people on YouTube will tell you, take this supplement or to eat that food, and that's not really gonna help you. Why, you ask? Because over 850 million people worldwide are suffering from chronic kidney disease, and no 2 patients have the same needs. For kidney disease patients, finding the right information to combat this condition online has become increasingly challenging. That's why today I want to go a step further than just recommending supplements or dietary changes. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to improve based on the stage of CKD you're in. Let's see how this works immediately with our number 7. This is a vitamin that delays dialysis by years. In a groundbreaking clinical trial, more than 15,000 CKD patients in stage 3 and 4 were able to delay dialysis by several years by taking just one vitamin with their ACE inhibitor. Yes, you heard that correctly. Combine an ACE inhibitor with this vitamin and boom! A 44% slower decline in renal function. For some, this straightforward addition was enough to postpone dialysis by 15 years or more. The reason why we know this works is because this was a randomized trial, so not all participants received the vitamin. Yeah, imagine the faces of those who missed out on this vitamin. I mean, imagine finding out later, oh yeah, you didn't get the vitamin, but hey, your sacrifice helped boost multivitamin sales. So there's that. But here's the good news. You don't have to miss out. By understanding what your kidneys need, you can take control of your health and potentially avoid dialysis altogether. So, first of all, the vitamin that should always be taken by anyone who is taking an ACE inhibitor is folic acid or vitamin B9. This is why you should make sure you are getting enough vitamins of the B group, especially if you are taking a blood pressure medication. 0.8 milligrams a day of folic acid were used in 15,104 participants to slow down CKD by 44%. And now you may ask, but Catherine, how is this going to help me if, for example, I'm already in stage 4 or 5? Now, if you're already in stage 4 or 5, don't expect folic acid to pull off miracles. It's good, but it's not reverse time good. At this stage, you're better off chatting with your doc about whether your ACE inhibitor is doing more harm than good. Fact: the effectiveness of ACE inhibitors and ARBs nosedives in patients in the advanced stages of CKD. In this case, a better tip would be to not take an ACE inhibitor at all. In fact, according to studies, the kidney protecting effect of these medications will be only present in people in the early stages of kidney disease. In short, always take B group vitamins with CKD. If you are in an advanced stage, consider talking with your doctor about replacing your ACE inhibitor or ARB with a different blood pressure medication. Why is that, you ask? Well, there are many reasons why ACE inhibitors lose their effectiveness when CKD progresses. One of the most important is that the number of side effects these medications have increases with the progression of the disease, especially hyperkalemia or too high potassium levels. Question: what to do if your potassium is too high? Well, this brings us to our number 6, a simple tip to keep potassium always under control. And it involves taking sodium bicarbonate. Yes, you can use this miraculous remedy to help with potassium levels. Let me explain. Most of my patients are over the moon when I tell them they don't have to dodge bananas, avocados, and potatoes like they're in a culinary game of dodgeball anymore. But hey, in order to be able to eat these foods without problems, your potassium levels must be below 5 milliequivalents per liter. How do we bring it back there if it's too high? Well, just like the first tip, the strategy differs based on which stage of CKD you're in. So, let's say you are in stage 3 CKD. In my experience, most patients that have high potassium level in this stage have it due to metabolic acidosis. This is even more common in people with diabetes, by the way. And what this means is that taking sodium bicarbonate will not just protect your kidneys from acid, but will lower your serum potassium as well. So if your doctor tells you to limit potassium and you are in stage 3 CKD, ask them to take a look at your serum bicarbonate level or CO2 for those on a first name basis. This could make a big difference in slowing down CKD progression, because who doesn't love a good plot twist in their health journey? But what if you are in stage 4 or 5 CKD? In my experience, the most common culprits for high potassium here are medications like ACE inhibitors or ARBs. So reducing the dose of these meds or replacing them with a different medication will be the first thing to do here. Also because, ACE inhibitor or ARBs are still touted today as the most effective medications to slow down kidney disease. And again, they do work well as long as you are in stage 3. In short, for most patients, controlling high potassium levels means treating metabolic acidosis if present and reducing the dependence on ACE inhibitors or ARBs. If nothing works, today we also have Lokelma, which is a fairly recently approved medication that's very effective in lowering potassium levels and that has relatively few side effects. And it works a lot better than avoiding bananas and tomatoes. And this brings us to our number 5, which is all about the reason why you want more bananas and potatoes in your diet. Fiber. Because remember, avoiding foods rich in fiber has helped absolutely no one with CKD. The opposite is actually true. In CKD patients, fiber in general seems to be a way to detox excess scores and toxins. So question, how do you add more fiber in all the stages? Yes, not many people know this, but the effect of fiber, both from foods and supplements, is to slow down CKD progression. How are we going to do this in stage 3? One of the first things I would recommend to CKD stage 3 patients when it comes to fiber is to supplement psyllium husk. This is a supplement I also take every day because its benefits list is longer than a kid's letter to Santa. And when it comes to using it to fighting CKD, psyllium husk does more than, just slowing down CKD. It helps with cholesterol, gut health, diabetes, weight loss, inflammation, and more. I mean, you'd have to be out of your mind not to take it, right? But you see, I don't really recommend this supplement to patients in stage 4 and especially stage 5 CKD. Why, you ask? Because of all the water you need to drink it with. You see, every time you take psyllium husk, you need to fill a big glass of water and to put a couple of teaspoons of this fiber in it. You can't take it without water. So, it wouldn't be safe for someone with a water intake restriction to take this supplement. So question, what fiber supplement can be taken by someone in stage 4 or 5 CKD? What I actually recommend is acacia fiber. This supplement is not just a powerful detoxifier, it also comes with many of the benefits of psyllium husk. And guess what? You don't need to chug a lake's worth of water with acacia fiber for it to be safe. You can take it with just enough water to dissolve it, which is a lifesaver for patients with water intake restrictions. In short, the amount of fiber you consume daily is directly correlated to your kidney function. The more the fiber, the merrier your kidneys. So make sure you're getting as much fiber as possible every day and consider supplementing with acacia fiber or psyllium husk. Okay, tip number 4, let's talk about something that really makes a huge difference in, not just slowing down but improving kidney function. The renal diet. You guys probably already know that limiting protein intake and increasing fruit and vegetables consumption are the 2 pillars of the renal diet. But now the million-dollar question is, should you be completely avoiding meat, fish, dairy, and eggs already in stage 3 CKD? Now guys, this isn't as straightforward as it seems. Stage 3 CKD encompasses various levels of kidney function and not all stage 3 patients are the same. I've met patients who were recently diagnosed and had a renal function around 60, which is the threshold below which someone can actually be diagnosed with CKD. So they just became kidney patients, right? Which is like saying the other day GFR was above 60, lean meats and fatty fish are your best buddies. But now your GFR is below 60 and it's time to bid adieu to anything that moved, clocked or swam. Yes, if it had a face or a fin, it's off the menu. And when I tell people this, sometimes I almost hear what they are thinking. Is she doing this to protect my kidneys or to save the whales or something? Okay guys, me being really strict with the plant-based diet isn't because I'm trying to hug trees or save the whales. I'll tell you what, this is really not for the animals. I don't really give a if a tiger is being hunted to extinction or if polar bears don't have a habitat anymore. I really don't care about animals, guys.
How dare you?
No, I don't love animals. I just hate plants. Yes, I want you to eat that kale into extinction. Okay, I'm just kidding, of course, but I'm really strict with the diet, and that's no joke. All of my patients could confirm this. The only reason why I'm doing that is because I really love when one of my patients calls me or they send me an email to tell me they improved. Yes, that's my only goal, to get even just one more of you guys to get better and to look at tomorrow with hope. Yes, this is my only goal. So if a patient asks me what to do to manage CKD and their GFR is anywhere below 60, which includes anyone with CKD, I will always tell them to start a diet that involves completely avoiding meat, fish, dairy, and eggs. This is my advice for anyone who wishes one day to come here and tell me, or to tell their doctor, or to tell anyone else that they improved. And what about stage 4 and 5, you ask? Are patients in stage 4 and 5 supposed to be just as strict? Oh yes, they do. Even better, also go one step further and start adding keto analogs, the supplement aimed at protecting kidney patients from malnutrition. In short, any kidney disease patient should start a low-protein, plant-based renal diet if their goal is to improve in all the stages. Okay, up next, number 3, let's circle back to vitamins for a moment, because vitamins are not just there to, decrease the side effects of medications. No, they can do much more for you, like protecting you from anemia. So let's talk about the complication of CKD that is most often forgotten about: anemia. Some days I feel like it's an Oprah episode out there. You get anemia, you get anemia. Everyone gets anemia, and yet nobody seems to be getting treatment. Fact: if you have CKD, your chances of having anemia are more than 50% if you are a man and more than 70% if you are a woman. It's like winning the world's worst lottery. And this isn't just a minor hiccup. It's a massive pothole on the road to kidney health. Not to mention your quality of life will be as lively as a sloth on sleeping pills if anemia goes untreated. So, how do you ensure your chances of recovering kidney function aren't being flushed down the drain by anemia? First off, make sure you're getting tested for iron and hemoglobin levels. And yes, I know this should be standard procedure. I mean, we have already established that's rarer to see a CKD patient without anemia than one who has it. But the reason why most CKD patients are not even receiving the appropriate tests for this condition is still a mystery today. So, what should you do to make sure your chance to recover your kidney function is not being destroyed by anemia? Well, first of all, be sure you are being tested for iron levels and for hemoglobin levels. Second, supplement B vitamins, vitamin C, and even iron if lab reports say you need it. And guys, CKD patients today are lucky. Renal multivitamins are as common as unsolicited health advice on the internet. Back in the day, finding a kidney-friendly multivitamin was like searching for a snowflake in the Sahara. This is important because you need a multivitamin that's custom-made for your kidneys. One with no vitamin A, no vitamin E, no vitamin K, exactly 6 micrograms of vitamin B12, 60 milligrams of vitamin C, 300 micrograms of biotin, and 1,333 micrograms of folate. This is what's called a renal multivitamin, and it can make a difference in avoiding anemia, among other things. There are several brands today that sell these supplements. Renavite, Nephrovite, Purina Plus, PureVite, they're all safe bets. So question, do CKD patients in stage 4 and 5 still need these multivitamins? Yes, every single CKD patient needs them, especially if they are following a low-protein diet. Now, unfortunately, some patients have been suffering from anemia as long as the average weight at the DMV and without receiving treatment. In this case, just boosting vitamin and iron levels might not cut it. So, for patients in stage 4 and 5, usually erythropoietin stimulating agents are also needed, as well as iron supplementation. Guys, this is textbook treatment, alright? But guys, when I tell you that I feel like every single CKD patient has anemia and none of them is getting treatment, I'm probably understanding the issue. About 70% of women with CKD in all the stages are suffering from anemia, which means that almost every single woman in stage 4 and 5 is suffering from this serious condition. But apparently, actually seeing a patient that's receiving this treatment is as rare as a unicorn sighting. So please make sure you're getting appropriate treatment. Don't let anemia be the reason why you end up in dialysis. And if your doctor doesn't want to have anything to do with, treating you, consider sending me an email. I'm gladly pen a note to your doctor that says, perhaps we should consider giving this patient some medicine before she exits stage left due to a completely treatable condition. Just a thought. Because I get it, ESAs and iron injections might cost a pretty penny and your insurance might not like it. But they're definitely not more valuable than, your entire existence. Okay guys, our number 2 now. Let's talk about everyone's favorite vitamin, vitamin D. In people with CKD, supplementing vitamin D the correct way is not just a way to, make sure your teeth don't stage a walkout and your ribs don't snap like twigs every time you sneeze. Nope. It also protects the kidneys from proteinuria and from high blood pressure, among other issues. Now, the way I recommend taking vitamin D for people in stage 3 is as simple as by take about 25 to 50 micrograms of vitamin D per day, that's 1,000 to 2,000 IU, and make sure you're supplementing 100 micrograms of vitamin K2 and some magnesium as well. Seriously, this combo should cover all your bases. Now, you might be asking, should I take these same supplements in stage 4 and 5? Well, I don't really recommend it. You see, magnesium, for example, is something that's excreted by the kidneys, alright? This is why, even if accumulation is not common, I would prefer to see a magnesium blood test before a stage 4 or 5 patient takes this supplement. But this doesn't mean magnesium supplementation can't help you. Now, when it comes to vitamin D, things are more complicated. And for complicated, I mean that having low vitamin D is a common complication of CKD. This happens because the kidney can't activate enough vitamin D anymore. So while increasing the dose of your vitamin supplement may help, patients in stage 4 and 5 may need an activated form of this vitamin. So talk to your doctor, make sure they test your vitamin D levels at least once a year, at least, and that you are receiving the appropriate treatment. Remember, if this doesn't happen, it's not just your bones that will be as useful as a chocolate teapot. Your kidneys will also be at risk. Okay guys, time for our number 1 now. My top tip for today is use water to lower your blood pressure. Wait, what? How does that sorcery work, you ask? Well, it works because water and blood pressure are strictly correlated. The more water sloshing around inside you, the higher your blood pressure is going to be. It's that straightforward. And if you are in stage 3, the way you want to reduce the water trapped inside your body is by drinking more water. Yes, you heard me right. Fight water with water. Because you see, the most common reason for water retention is excessive sodium intake. And guys, people with kidney disease are recommended to limit sodium to 1.6 grams per day. So even a single salty peanut might as well be a sodium bomb. And how do we get rid of this extra sodium? With water, of course. Because in case you forgot high school biology, in the body, water follows sodium around like an overzealous groupie. So as long as you don't have a water intake restriction, drink plenty of water at regular intervals. Think of it as giving sodium the eviction notice it deserves. And what about people in stage 4 and 5, you ask? Well, as soon as a patient needs to follow a water allowance, keeping water intake below the maximum prescribed is the best way to make sure blood pressure is under control. Remember what I was saying about the more the water inside your body, the higher your blood pressure is going to be? Well, this becomes a much bigger problem when the kidneys cannot remove enough water, right? So make sure you are taking your diuretic if prescribed and only drink as much water as your kidneys can remove. And if you want more tips, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Ciao!